I'm Shelley from the Parma branch. Today I'm going to be making a nice summertime meal that helps you celebrate 4th of July. I'm going to be making barbecue chicken in the Instant Pot, and right now I'm going to be getting ready an apple crisp for dessert. This apple crisp is very special to my family. It's my great grandmother's recipe. Her name is Mildred Ann Husband. She was born in 1896 in Somerset, England. In the mid-1918s, somewhere around there, she came over to Canada and to St. Marie, Ontario, where she met my great-grandfather. His last name was Husband. He was a doctor at War Memorial Hospital in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. They got married and had my grandma, who met my grandfather, and who had my mom. So, yay! This recipe is very special to us. We all have it framed in our kitchen, and it hangs on our wall. And it's this recipe right here at the bottom that we're going to be using. It's actually written in my grandmother's handwriting, and that just shows you how special it is. So I'm going to be sharing that with you today. So in my nice big blue bowl, I have 3 pounds of Honeycrisp apples that I have thinly sliced. They're about 1/4 inch thin sliced. To that, I'm going to add 3/4 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of cloves, 1/4 cup of water, and then just about 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. I didn't have a whole lemon, so I'm just going to use this lemon juice concentrate, and that's fine if you don't have a whole lemon. And then I'm just going to mix and toss all these ingredients together. The reason you want to use 3 pounds, I know that seems like a lot, but the reason you want to use 3 pounds of apples is the apples do shrink down when you cook them. And also, who doesn't like to snack on some cinnamon apples? I know that when I was cutting all these apples up, I probably ate just a regular apple, because I love apples. I'm using Honeycrisp apples. They're nice and firm, and they'll stay nice and firm when you cook them. You can use any kind of firm apple you want. A Granny Smith would be nice. A Gala apple would be nice. You can mix a couple different kinds. It's really up to you. These are looking good, so we're just gonna set that aside for a moment, and then we're gonna get our topping together. In my red bowl here, I have 1 whole stick of butter that I've cubed up, and then I'm adding to that 2/3 cups of flour. This is not your normal apple crisp where you would use like an oatmeal. This is more of a shortbread topping. So what I'm using is a pastry cutter, and it just helps you get it cut through the nice cold butter that you want to be using for this better. If you don't have a pastry cutter, you can just take 2 knives, and with the sharp edge, place them between your pointer finger and cut through your butter like this. It may take a little bit longer, but you'll get the same results. So I have a 9x9 Pyrex pan here, and I'm just going to dump all of my apples on it, and you can see just how much apples there is. And I've lined a baking sheet with tin foil. That way, if I get any juices that overflow, and sometimes that does happen, one, it's not going to fall to the bottom of my oven where it'll burn, and then it's not going to also ruin my sheet pan. So just kind of spread the apples out. take the topping and then just kind of evenly spread it around. This isn't a pie, remember that. So you're not going to have full coverage. That's not the point of a crisp. You do want to see some apple poking through. And that's all there is to it. So we're gonna stick this in a 375 preheated oven for 45 to 60 minutes. So I will check it at 45 minutes. And then if it needs longer, I'll put it on for longer. But that's it for the dessert part. Now for the chicken, I'm gonna start first by getting my onions for the barbecue sauce started. I'm gonna let these go in about 2 tablespoons of oil. That was 1 onion that was finely minced. So I had my olive oil preheated in my saucepan. So I'll let the onions soften while I get the chicken ready. Trying to preheat a little bit. So we're gonna be using the Instant Pot to cook the chicken in. So in my Instant Pot, which I already have turned on, I have 4 whole chicken breasts that I've just sat in the bottom of my Instant Pot, and I've covered them with about a cup and a half of water just till the water is over the chicken. So if you look on my Instant Pot, there is a button for poultry here. I'm not going to use that button. I'm just going to put it on the pressure cook, which is the lower right-hand button here. I'm gonna make sure that it's on the high pressure, on normal. These have already been de-thawed, so I only need to cook them about 10 to 12 minutes. If they were still frozen, you want to cook them about 20 minutes. If they were cut in half or quartered, maybe about 8 minutes. So since they're whole chicken breast already de-thawed, 10 to 12 minutes is going to be just fine. So I have my lid on seal. So it's on lock, and you can see that it says on. So then I'm going to set the time for 12 minutes. And I have it on keep warm, just in case I'm doing something for the rest of my day and I can just keep the chicken warm. So it's on now. There's this little venting button here to the left of the sealing mechanism. When that pops up, then it's gonna actually start the cooking. Right now it's just building the pressure. So we're just gonna let this go. And then we're gonna move on to the barbecue sauce. So my onions are almost ready. So I'll just go over the ingredients. This is a ketchup-based barbecue sauce. You don't have to use a homemade barbecue sauce. You can just use whatever store-bought is your favorite. I just thought I'd show you how easy it is to make a homemade one. So once my onions are softened, we're gonna add 1 cup of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of mustard, and because I used 4 chicken breasts, this is actually a recipe that is doubled. So for a normal recipe, you'd only use half a cup of ketchup and 1 tablespoon of mustard. But since I'm making so much chicken, I decided to double the recipe. So then for double the recipe, I need 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. So for the normal recipe, you'd only need 2 tablespoons. And then to that, I'm adding 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. Normal recipe would be 2 tablespoons. Just gonna stir that and let the sugar dissolve. Half a cup of water for the doubled recipe, so 1/4 of a cup for the normal recipe. Then 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. So a normal recipe would only be 1. Turn that up and let this come to a boil. And then I need, for the double recipe, half a teaspoon of salt. Normal recipe would only be 1/4 of a teaspoon. If you wanted to, as an option, you can add some hot sauce. I don't have any at the moment, otherwise I would add some, maybe 2 or 3 dashes of Frank's hot sauce. It doesn't take very long to get to a boil. It's come to a boil, so I'm going to turn it down to low. Then I'm going to let it simmer gently, covered, and let it thicken. That's probably going to take about 15 to 20 minutes. At that point, the chicken should be done because the chicken's going to actually have a natural release to release the pressure. They should both be done at the same time, and I will show you what I do to shred the chicken. So I'll see you back in about 20 minutes. Okay, everybody, I'm back. The apple crisp was in the oven about 55 minutes. I did check it at 45 minutes and it needed just about 10 minutes longer. So that's all done. It looks delicious. And as you can tell, the apples did go down a little bit. So again, that's why you need that full 3 pounds of apples. You wouldn't think you need that many, but I mean, look at how much the apples shrank down. The sauce right now is still a little runny, but because you added the flour to the topping, that will help thicken the sauce of the crisp. So just let it stand as it cools, and the sauce will thicken up. I pulled the chicken out of the Instant Pot. I set it for 12 minutes, and then I let it go at natural release for about 20 minutes. So it took about half an hour total. I didn't do a quick release because I wanted the chicken to get nice and tender. If you do a quick release, then it doesn't release that pressure slowly enough for the chicken to get tender. So just let it go naturally, and your meat will become nice and tender. My sauce is nice and thickened on the stove as well. So right now it's just cooling in the saucepan. Right now I'm just gonna show you a neat little trick that I've learned about how to shred your chicken. You can always just, do it with 2 forks, but somebody told me a couple years ago that the faster way is actually to use your handheld blender. This is my parents that they got for a wedding gift in 1977. It hasn't stopped working, so we continue to use it to this day. Another family secret there. So just turn on your hand blender to the lowest setting and then just whip through your chicken. It may take a bit, but so as you can see, it's nice and shredded. I just kind of worked in. I added some water that was in the Instant Pot to the chicken before I did this. I'm just kind of mixing it in there so the chicken stays nice and moist. But that took about 30 seconds to do. The reason I do this, you can do this in a bowl. The reason I do this in a 9x13 pan is because usually what I'll do is I will add some of my barbecue sauce, not all of it, just enough to make the chicken moist, to keep it nice and moist. And then I'll reserve the rest of the barbecue sauce, and then that way people can add some more if they would like. So then you're just gonna mix this together, and there you have it. The chicken took, half an hour in the Instant Pot. That took, the apple crisp took about 55 minutes. So in less than an hour, you have a nice meal for summer. Annette's gonna be with me tomorrow, Monday. She's gonna be making potato salad as a side dish. So we will see you tomorrow. at the Parma branch where we pull the meal together. Bye everybody.
Hi and welcome back to Parma. Shelley's already been busy in the kitchen, now it's my turn. So Shelley made the pulled chicken and her great grandma's apple crisp, which we can't mess with that recipe. That is a given. I've already been warned. This is my mom's basic potato salad. Potato salad is one of those things that families are pretty picky about. Some people don't like onions, some people don't like celery. Shelley doesn't like anything. So this is my mom's potato salad and Shelley probably won't eat it, but this is how it goes at my house. This is 6 small potatoes that I've peeled and cut into probably bite-sized cubes. And then I put them in hot water and boiled them for about 10 minutes. When you put the fork in, it should come out really easy. You shouldn't have any resistance. You can also boil potatoes in the skin, which means you don't have to go to the trouble of peeling them. Boil them for about between 20 and 30 minutes until they're nice and tender all the way through. And then you let them cool and the skins will basically just peel right off of them. You don't have to worry about peelers or anything else. I like it this way. This is the way my mom did it. Okay, so these are all cooled. After I get them drained, after they're boiled, I put them back in the hot pot to let the steam come out of them because potatoes hold on to a bunch of water. And if you put them back in the hot pot, it'll let the steam come out and then it won't soak up all the dressing. Some people like to do it warm. If you do a German potato salad, it's warm because it actually sucks in the oil. I don't know, everybody in my house is always on a diet. Probably not the best way to do it. Okay, so these are cooled, and now I'm gonna make the dressing. Everybody likes something different. This is mayonnaise. I'm gonna put about a half a cup of mayonnaise in here to start, and we'll see how far it goes. It's about a half a cup. These are onions. That's a half a cup of chopped onion. This is a half a cup of celery. Again, you don't like something, don't put it in. This is mustard. We like a little bit of mustard in our potato salad. This is about a quarter cup. We're kind of, I guess, vinegary people. Shelley told me that her family doesn't even like pickles, so I'm sure the mustard and the vinegar are gonna be out. I'm gonna mix this up just a little bit. You can do this all in the bowl if you want to. I like to mix it up so that it all gets mixed even. I don't have pockets of things. It doesn't look too bad. If you wanna thin it out, it takes a lot less mayonnaise. If you like something super creamy and you're not worried about your weight, you can go ahead and do it all mayonnaise, which of course tastes so much better. But if you want to go ahead and make the dressing go a little bit further and not quite so creamy, you can thin it out with pickle juice, which is what I use. When I put my pickles in, there's always a little bit of juice on them anyway. This is a half a cup of pickles because we're pickle people. Let's see how thin that gets. That's not too bad. This is gonna go over the potatoes. We'll mix it up and see how much it goes. If it needs more, we can add more. If it's too thick, we can add more pickle juice. If it's too thin and watery, we can add some more mayonnaise. This might just be perfect. Let's just mix it up. Go all the way to the bottom. You don't want to get to the bottom and find out you've got nothing but boiled potatoes. That would be pretty boring. I thought we'd talk about things that you could add to potato salad. This is basic potato salad. Now I'm from Germany, and they do a German potato salad, which is bacon grease and vinegar. It's really good. I know it sounds weird, but it's really good. And you serve it warm. If my German mother goes ahead and makes potato salad, she adds curry to it. Curry's really big in Germany. So she'll put curry in hers. Shelley said that in her family, sometimes they put radishes in it. I hadn't tried that, but it sounds delicious. Dillweed would be really good in it. You could do like a ranch and bacon kind of potato salad with ranch dressing and bacon and anything else you want to put in it. You can do, what else did I write down? Olives. I love olives in potato salad, but we're pickle people. Fancy mustards. That was just yellow prepared mustard. You could do whole grain mustard. You could do Dijon mustard, whatever fancy, mustard you like. Colored peppers. My husband's idea of potato salad is Miracle Whip, which is also another option. Green peppers, onions, and eggs. That's all he likes in his. Okay. Relish if you like it sweet, or dill relish if you like it more dill pickly. Celery seed. A lot of times when I buy like the Amish kind of potato salad at the store, they have celery seed in it. So whatever your family likes or whatever you have in the refrigerator, give it a go. You might find out you like it. All right, so this is just the basic potato salad. This is 4 hard-boiled eggs. We're just gonna fold those in at the end because I don't like to cut them up and put, make them little pieces. I like them to stay kind of whole. So after I did this, I would probably put it back in the refrigerator for a little while, let it chill down really good. If you're gonna be having it outside, try and maybe put it in a bowl of ice so that it stays cold. Mayonnaise isn't one of those things you wanna get warm. I thought we'd talk a little bit about boiling eggs. Everybody seems to be intimidated by boiling eggs. I'm going to tell you how I do it. There's probably a dozen different ways to do it, but I do it the same way every time, and for me, it works. I take a cold pan of water, I put in a tablespoon of baking soda, and I put in however many eggs I want to boil. I bring it up to a boil, and then I put the lid on it, and I take it off the heat, and I let it set for 10 minutes. If you overcook an egg, you get this funny green ring around the edges. Nobody wants to eat that. But if you do it for 10 minutes in the boiling water that's just sitting on the stove, they come out perfect every time. After you drain your eggs, put them directly into an ice bath. And I don't mean just cold water. I mean actually put ice in it. The colder the water, the more steam you get around the inside of the shell, and the easier it's going to come off. Don't use fresh eggs. They should be at least a week or two old. For some reason, the air inside there changes as they get older, and the more air inside the egg, the better you can get this to peel apart. When you crack it, crack all the outside edge and then roll it in your hands. It takes the little albumin edge and it makes it peel really easy. That's how I make a deviled egg, or just a boiled egg for this. And I don't have problems with the chunkies coming off the edge. That's how I do it. Okay, so we have our potato salad. Shelley made this beautiful pulled chicken. You can do this on a bun, you can do it by itself. I would think that it would be awesome on a salad or a pizza. This is Shelley's great grandma's apple crisp. I can't wait to tuck into that. So this is what we would do maybe on 4th of July, something really simple. Okay, so we're gonna take some of our pulled chicken. She's already mixed the barbecue sauce into it.
And remember, I doubled the recipe for the barbecue sauce because I doubled the chicken I would normally use.
And she said it came together super fast in the Instant Pot, which is excellent.
Yeah. So the chicken only cooked about 12 minutes in the Instant Pot. And then I did a natural release for the chicken. So total it was about maybe 25 minutes for the natural release because I had the chicken in a single layer.
That natural release is so much better than having steam all over your kitchen.
Yes. And it makes the chicken nice and tender, whereas you would do a quick release and it would still be a little bit tough.
Oh, this looks great, Shelley.
Yes. And as the crumble or the crisp cools, the sauce thickens.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
I know. It's delicious.
I like apple anything.
We had to stop ourselves from eating it because it would be gone.
I was gonna say, how did you keep your dad after my husband would have been after me? Come on, just one little piece out of the corner.
I wasn't worried about my dad, I was worried about myself.
So how would you serve it? Would you put whipped cream on it or ice cream or?
Never whipped cream.
Never whipped cream?
Never whipped cream, just vanilla ice cream, and that's it.
Sounds awesome.
Yep.
Did you bring any ice cream?
No.
Okay, well, I get mine without ice cream, but I'm still going to try it.
Yes.
So this would be a great meal for 4th of July. It'd be a good meal that you could make ahead. Most of it makes ahead. It probably reheats really well. So for a quick summer supper, put it on a bun. You got a chicken sandwich, and you got your potato salad already made up. Boom, dinner. We wanted to tell you that in the next couple of months, you won't be seeing Shelley and I doing JDL Cooks. The idea of JDL Cooks has always been that JDL, Jackson District Library, is supposed to be cooking. So for the next couple of months, we have guest chefs. So we're still around. If you have questions or you want to become part of JDL Cooks, we would love to see some of our patrons get involved. Give us a call in Parma or call administration. They can do it too. Talk to Calvin. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.